In today's digital landscape, data is often described as the new oil, a resource of immense value that fuels innovation, decision-making, and growth across industries. As organizations and individuals generate, share, and store more information than ever before, the imperative to safeguard that data has never been greater. Data breaches, leaks, and losses can have catastrophic consequences, from financial penalties and reputational damage to regulatory scrutiny and erosion of customer trust. Against this backdrop, understanding and implementing secure data storage practices is not just a technical necessity, but a foundational element of digital responsibility. At its core, secure data storage involves a combination of technologies, policies, and behaviors that together ensure data remains confidential, intact, and accessible only to those authorized. The journey toward robust data storage security begins with a clear understanding of what data needs protection. Not all data is created equal. Sensitive personal information, intellectual property, financial records, and trade secrets require heightened safeguards compared to routine business correspondence. Conducting a thorough data inventory and classification exercise is a critical first step. By mapping out where sensitive data resides, whether on-premises, in the cloud, or on endpoint devices, organizations can tailor their security measures to the specific risks each data set faces. Encryption stands as one of the most effective tools in the secure storage arsenal. At rest, data should be encrypted using strong, industry-standard algorithms such as AES-256. This ensures that even if physical storage media are stolen or accessed by unauthorized parties, the information remains indecipherable without the corresponding decryption keys. Key management, in turn, becomes a linchpin of this process. Storing encryption keys in the same location as encrypted data undermines the entire security model. Instead, keys should be stored in dedicated hardware security modules, HSMs, or managed through secure key management services, with strict controls over access and rotation schedules. Beyond encryption, access control mechanisms are essential for limiting who can interact with stored data. The principle of least privilege dictates that users and systems should be granted only the minimum level of access necessary to perform their functions. Role-based access control, RBAC frameworks help enforce this by assigning permissions based on job roles rather than individuals, simplifying administration and reducing the risk of accidental or malicious exposure. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, adds an extra layer of protection, ensuring that even if credentials are compromised, unauthorized access remains difficult. The physical security of storage infrastructure cannot be overlooked. Whether data is stored on local servers, external drives, or in massive cloud data centers, the physical environment must be protected against theft, tampering, and natural disasters. On-premises facilities should employ surveillance, access logs, and environmental controls. For portable storage devices like USB drives and laptops, full disk encryption and strong password policies are indispensable. When disposing of hardware, organizations must follow secure data destruction procedures, such as degaussing, shredding, or cryptographic erasure, to prevent data recovery from discarded media. Cloud storage introduces both opportunities and challenges for data security. Leading cloud providers invest heavily in physical and logical security, but the shared responsibility model means customers must configure their cloud environments securely. Misconfigured storage buckets, overly permissive access controls, and lack of encryption are common pitfalls that attackers exploit. Organizations should leverage the security features offered by cloud providers, such as server-side encryption, access logging, and virtual private clouds. Regular audits of cloud configurations, coupled with automated monitoring tools, help identify and remediate vulnerabilities before they can be exploited. Data backup is a cornerstone of secure storage, guarding against accidental deletion, corruption, ransomware attacks, and hardware failures. Backups should be performed regularly, stored in geographically diverse locations, and themselves protected with encryption and access controls. The 3-2-1 backup rule, keeping 3 copies of data on 2 different media with 1 copy off-site, remains a widely recommended best practice. Equally important is testing the restoration process. Backups are only useful if data can be reliably and quickly recovered when needed. Monitoring and logging activities related to data storage provide critical visibility into potential security incidents. Comprehensive audit trails record who accessed or modified data and when, supporting both forensic investigations and compliance requirements. Automated alerting systems can flag suspicious behavior, such as mass file downloads, unusual access times, or failed login attempts, enabling swift response to emerging threats. Integrating storage monitoring with broader security information and event management, CM platforms, enhances the ability to detect and respond to complex attack patterns. Regulatory compliance adds another layer of complexity to secure data storage. Laws such as the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, and the California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA, impose stringent requirements on how certain types of data must be stored, accessed, and deleted. Organizations must stay abreast of evolving legal obligations, maintain detailed documentation of their storage practices, and be prepared to demonstrate compliance through regular audits and reporting. Human factors remain a perennial vulnerability in data storage security. Even the most sophisticated technical controls can be undermined by careless or malicious insiders. Ongoing security awareness training is vital to educate employees about the importance of secure storage, the dangers of phishing, the proper handling of sensitive information, and the risks associated with portable media. Clear policies and procedures, coupled with disciplinary measures for violations, help foster a culture of accountability and vigilance. Emerging technologies and trends continue to reshape the secure data storage landscape. The proliferation of Internet of Things, IoT devices, edge computing, and artificial intelligence introduces new data flows and storage locations, often outside traditional IT perimeters. Securing data at the edge requires lightweight encryption, secure boot processes, and regular firmware updates. Meanwhile, advances in homomorphic encryption and secure multi-party computation hold promise for enabling secure processing of encrypted data without exposing underlying information. Zero-trust architecture is gaining traction as a paradigm for holistic data security, including storage. In a zero-trust model, no user or device is automatically trusted, regardless of location. Continuous verification, microsegmentation, and dynamic access controls help ensure that data is only accessible to legitimate actors under appropriate circumstances. Applying zero-trust principles to storage means scrutinizing every request for data access, validating identities and contexts, and minimizing the attack surface. Incident response planning is an often overlooked aspect of secure data storage. Despite best efforts, breaches and data loss events can still occur. Having a well-defined incident response plan enables organizations to react quickly and effectively, containing damage, restoring data from backups, notifying affected parties, and fulfilling regulatory obligations. Regular tabletop exercises and simulations help ensure that staff know their roles and responsibilities when an incident arises. Vendor risk management is also integral to secure data storage, especially as organizations increasingly rely on third-party service providers. Due diligence must be performed to assess a vendor's security posture, contractual obligations regarding data protection, and incident response capabilities. Service-level agreements, SLAs, should clearly define expectations for data availability, integrity, and confidentiality, as well as procedures for breach notification and remediation. Data minimization is a principle that aligns security with privacy. By collecting and retaining only the data that is strictly necessary for business purposes, organizations reduce their exposure to risk. Regular data retention reviews and purging of obsolete information help limit the potential impact of breaches and simplify compliance efforts. Where possible, anonymization or pseudonymization techniques can further protect sensitive data while preserving its utility for analysis. Emerging threats such as ransomware, supply chain attacks, and insider threats require adaptive and layered defenses. Ransomware, in particular, underscores the importance of immutable backups, copies of data that cannot be altered or deleted by attackers. Implementing write once, read many, worm, storage solutions, and air-gapped backups can thwart attempts to encrypt or destroy backup data during an attack. Secure data storage is not a one-time project, but an ongoing process that evolves alongside technology, threat landscapes, and organizational needs. Regular risk assessments, penetration testing, and vulnerability scanning help identify gaps and inform continuous improvement efforts. Security is most effective when it is integrated into the fabric of business operations, supported by leadership commitment, adequate resources, and cross-functional collaboration. In summary, secure data storage is a multifaceted discipline encompassing technical controls, policy frameworks, human behaviors, and cultural attitudes. Encryption, access control, physical security, cloud configuration, backup strategies, monitoring, compliance, training, and incident response all play vital roles in protecting data from compromise. As data continues to grow in volume, variety, and value, organizations and individuals alike must remain vigilant, proactive, and adaptable in their approach to storage security. By embracing best practices and fostering a culture of security, we can unlock the benefits of the digital age while safeguarding the trust and privacy upon which it depends. The rapid evolution of technology continually brings new challenges and opportunities for secure data storage. As organizations migrate workloads to the cloud, adopt hybrid infrastructures, and embrace digital transformation, the boundaries of where data resides are becoming increasingly blurred. This shift demands a reevaluation of traditional security paradigms and the adoption of more dynamic, context-aware approaches. One significant trend shaping modern data storage is the widespread adoption of cloud-native technologies. Containers, microservices, and serverless architectures offer unprecedented scalability and agility, but also introduce new complexities for data security. Containerized applications may spin up and down rapidly, storing ephemeral data that can be difficult to track and secure. Persistent storage volumes attached to containers must be protected with the same rigor as traditional databases, including encryption, access control, and regular vulnerability assessments. Orchestrators like Kubernetes provide native security features, but misconfigurations can leave storage resources exposed. Implementing policy as code tools and automated compliance checks can help enforce consistent security standards across dynamic environments.